Hi and welcome to Books Beauty Kendra. I'm Kendra and today I'm going to do the mid-year book freakout tag. That's a mouthful. Okay, so because it's mid-June now, I thought this would be the most appropriate time to do the mid-year tag. I'm not going to say it all again. But yeah. Let's try it out. I've only read 17 books this year, which to some may seem a lot, some might seem not that much. To me, it's not that much. I've only read 17 books. Usually I'm up to like 30 something or 30-ish books by this time. But, you know, working full-time takes it out of you, I guess. Anyways, let's begin. The first question is the best book you've read so far this year. Now, I use CAWPILE, which is created by G over at Book Roast, and so this is the best book that I've read this year according to that. And it's also the only book I read last month in May. But it was a really good book, so oh well. And that's Spy X Family Volume 9. This is by Tatsuya Endo, and it's about Lloyd Forger. If you don't know what it is, it's about Lloyd Forger, who is an international spy, aka Twilight, and he has to do this big mission to try and keep peace between the East and the West, and ooh, what is that? And to do that he needs to build a fake family, and it's all the adventures of the fake family, because he's a spy. He gets a fake wife who's an assassin, and a fake child who's a telepath, but nobody knows who's who except for the telepath, because she can, you know, read minds. It's a lot of fun. And then they get a dog, and that's a lot of fun too. But that one is a really good one. Best in the series so far, I reckon, in my opinion. Next is the best sequel you've read so far this year, and that is In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. Again, this is a sequel, so I can't really tell you what this one's about. But this follows Love Light Farms by the same author. And basically, Love Light Farms is about a Christmas tree farm, and it's friends to lovers, and it's really good. I really like it. This one's better. This one's better. Follows Beckett and Evie, or Evelyn St. James, and she's basically a social media star. He's a farmer at the Love Light Farms, and it's so sweet. It's so sweet. It's second chance romance, and I love it so much. It's so good. Check out Love Light Farms first though to get the full story going, and then Mixed Signals I think is coming out in paperback soon, so I'm excited to read that as well. Next is new release you haven't read yet but want to. I have two for this. I'm going to say just like a quick trigger warning for one of them, because it's quite a scary looking book. But it's Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, so if you don't want to see that cover, just look away for a second. Ready? There's that one. And then there's Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. These two are sequels to very popular books. Ninth House and Things We Never Got Over. I think that's the first book, or maybe that's the third book. What is the first book? Yeah, Things We Never Got Over. Did it. I'm not going to tell you what they're about because they're popular and they're sequels, and I don't know what they're doing in the sequels except for the second one in The Things We Never Got Over in Things We Hide from the Light. That follows Knox's brother Nash and his best friend Lena. Well, Knox's best friend Lena. And yeah, it should be fun. The first one was fun. 5 stars for that one. So I'm excited to get to the second one. Don't know why I haven't started it yet, but there you go. Most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. I have Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood. I have read, you can't see it, it's right behind me. I have read Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, and Loathe to Love, the novella trilogy thing. And I have loved all of them, so I'm very excited to read Love Theoretically. If I can figure out how to put up pictures, I will try to. If I cannot, you can look it up. I have more anticipated releases, and the next one is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry, and that is the prequel to Legends and Lattes, which I'm sure everyone has read, or has heard of at least. It's such a good book. It's like sapphic and it's cozy fantasy, and if you haven't tried it and you read fantasy, try it. It's amazing. And then I have 2 Julie Abe books coming out. I have Tessa Miyata is No Hero and Our Cursed Love. Julie Abe is one of my favorite authors. She wrote Eva Evergreen, Semi-Magical Witch, and I can't remember the YA book. Well, there's 3 in the Eva Evergreen world. I've only read 2 of that, but there's a 3rd one, Aliana and the Dragon, which I need to read, but I haven't yet, but it came out last year, so I should read it. And then I don't remember what the YA one was, but that was also 5 stars for me. So I'm very excited for her 2 books that are coming out. The Charmed List. The Charmed List. That's what it's called. By Julie Abe. That one was a fun book. Okay. Anywho, biggest disappointment. This can work in a multitude of ways. Sorry, not multiple ways. Multitude of ways, because this book had a lot of good reviews, and so in that way it's a big disappointment, but it also was over 1,000 pages, and so it's a big disappointment. And that was, I listened to it. It was Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. That was over 30 hours of my life kind of wasted over a book that I gave 3.5 stars. It's a historical fantasy. It was okay. Read it if you want to. But it's just be warned, it's very long. It's a bit, especially the starting bit where it follows Mr. Norrell mainly. I don't like him very much. And characters are a big thing. I don't like Jonathan Strange overly either, but he's much better than Mr. Norrell. Any hoozles. Okay, next question is biggest surprise, and this one is a poetry book, and I don't normally like reading poetry that much. I was scarred in high school, so yeah, this is a big change for me. Growth. And that's Flower Crowns and Fearsome Things by Amanda Lovelace. Look at this beauty. It's all about, I think it's a Hades and Persephone retelling actually. I can't remember. I think I've talked about it before. But it's beautiful. And I really like it. I really love it. Best poetry collection I've read. If you haven't tried it out, it's short. Most of this is pictures. If you can see, half of it's pictures. And yeah, it's a good time. Next is Favorite new author, whether it's debut or just new to you. I've got 2 that are new to me. Both I gave 5 stars to the book that I've read from them, and that is The Hitchhiker's Guide by Douglas Adams. This is very satirical. It's very funny, sci-fi, good time. The next one is Sophie Lark with Brutal Prince. This was also a good time. Not so satirical, not so sci-fi. Very much dark, oh not dark, mafia romance. It was a good time. I really enjoyed it. Strawberries play a kind of big part, not really, but at the start a big part. She tries to kill him with strawberries, which is odd when you say it like that, but it's true. Anywho, yeah. Okay, next is newest fictional crush. I don't get crushes on fictional characters really, ever. But I was kind of going through the books I've read this year, was humming and hawing, trying to figure out, okay, if I were to have a fictional crush, who would it be? Which person would be very swoon-worthy? And I picked, more so because of how they were to the love interest, I picked Ranger J. Daniels from Happy Trail by Daisy Prescott. I really wanted to get this signed when I went to Rare, but she wasn't there. Well, not that I could see. I only went one day. Maybe she was there the second day. Anyways, this is about, what's her name? Olive Perry. There we go. Olive Perry just broke up with her boyfriend who tried to propose to her online. Shoot me now if anyone ever does that to me. But yeah, she doesn't like it. She kind of throws his phone off and the mountain that they're climbing, and she goes on alone hiking mountains, and then she gets stuck up in a mountain when there's like a storm or a blizzard coming, and Ranger J. Daniels, that's a mouthful to say, J. Daniels, J, there we go, has to save her, well, keep her safe, because he comes up the mountain to check on her, because he's heard there's someone up in the mountains who doesn't have a phone, which is stupid. You should have a phone when you're hiking. What if something happens to you? And yeah, they look after each other. Well, mainly he looks after her. But it's a good time. I liked it. Next is newest favorite character. Now I have the 2 main characters from this book, and I'm really excited to read the follow-up book to this, which is just the sequel. It's not a follow-up to this couple, but it's from When in Rome by Sarah Adams, and I have Amelia Rose and Noah Walker. These 2 were so sweet together. She's a pop star going by Ray Rose, and he is a baker going by Noah Walker, of course, because he's not famous, he doesn't need to go by another name. And it's their love story. She basically wants to, start again, Kendra. She is obsessed with Audrey Hepburn movies. So one of them, I don't remember what the name of the movie is called, but one of the movies, Audrey goes to Roman Holiday, there we go. Audrey goes to Rome and to escape her life, and she falls in love with a man, and so, well, she just wants, Amelia Rose just wants to avoid her life for a while, get away from it, not have to be a celebrity, and she goes to Rome, Kentucky rather than Rome, Italy, because she thinks like, can't really dodge all my, you know, stuff and Well, not that much. She can do it for a week or two, but she can't really, you know, leave the country. And so she ends up on Noah's front lawn, I think, with a dead car and no signal, and so he has to help her out. Well, he doesn't have to, he just wants to because he's a nice person. I really like them together. They can be favourite characters, why not? A book that made you cry is the next question. I haven't cried in a book, like proper sobbing, crying in a book for a very long time. I think I got broken by Hunger Games. That was a very sad series. And that was so long ago too. That was high school that I read that. It's been a while since high school. Yeah. No books that made me cry this year. Not even really tearing up. A book that made you happy. This is a reread for me, but it made me very happy to read it again, and that's XOXO by Axio. This is about a K-pop star and a music student who goes to Seoul because her mum is looking after her grandma. She doesn't want to be alone for her senior year, so she goes over to Seoul to be with her mum and grandma. And when she's in America, she meets a K-pop star. She doesn't know he's a K-pop star, she just thinks he's a regular guy who's broken his arm. Read it to find out what that means. And it's just about them falling in love, and it makes me so happy. It's so sweet. I love Axio. I need to read her other series, her sci-fi series. Okay. Most beautiful book you have acquired this year. I have 2, because I buy a lot of books. If you keep up with my book hauls, you'll know that I do. Anyways, the first one is God Killer by Hannah Kana? Kana? I think it's Kana, because it's only one N. Oh, look at this. That's beautiful. Don't remember what that one's about. And then the other one is Anna Maria and the Fox by Liana de la Rosa. This one is also beautiful. Look at that. Don't remember what that one is, but that one, the first one's a fantasy, the second one's a historical romance. So, there we go. Second to last question, penultimate question. What books do you need to read before the end of the year? I'm a mood reader. If I tell me I have to read a certain book by a certain time, it's not going to be done. It's not. It's really not. Like Rule of Wolves, I've said to myself, I have to read it by the end of last year. Still not read it. So, it's just whatever I'm in the mood for. I mean, I hope there's a lot more books than I've read so far. But we'll see when we see. We'll see how I go. Okay. And then, lucky last, favorite book to movie adaptation. This one's a TV show that's been adapted from a manhwa. If you don't know, manhwa is just like a Korean manga. And this is from, I read it on Tapas, but you can finally get it in physical form. I have just ordered it. I'm so excited to get it in my hands. And that is Business Proposal. It should be on Netflix. If you're in Australia, it's on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original, sorry. And it should be on Netflix wherever you have your life. And it's in a business proposal. It's about Hari Shin, or Shin Hari, however you say it. I don't know which name comes first. Hari. It's about Hari, and she is asked by her friend Youngsu, however you say her name, and she's asked by her best friend to go on this date for her, pretending to be her, because Hari is in a lot of debt. Her friend doesn't want to be in blind dates that her father has set up, so she goes along with it. It also follows Taemu Kang, or Kang Taemu, who is also being set up on a lot of blind dates by his grandfather, and he doesn't want to anymore, so he decides that whoever the next person is who goes on a blind date with him, he's going to marry, which so happens to be Hari, dressed up as her friend, but he doesn't know that. It's really fun. It's not confusing, it's just a fun time. It's just really good. And then the friend falls in love with the secretary, who's like a brother to Taemu. It's okay. It's all out on tapas, and the first season is out on Netflix. Whichever one is your format. If you're a reader or a watcher or whatever, go consume it. That's all I can say. It's great. It's fun. If you don't mind reading while you're watching, because it's a K-drama, it's really good. I haven't finished it, but I'm really enjoying it, and so I hope you do too. Okay. Anyways, that is the mid-year book Freakout tag. Again, tricky to say. If you enjoyed, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all that jazz. And if you don't know what to say, leave a little book emoji. Go on, why not? Because it's a book tag. And if you want to do this, and you make videos, or you do whatever, you can do it too. That's fine. I don't care. I'll come and watch it if you leave it in the comments. Hey, I hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.